Today, we'll be talking about Australia Day versus Invasion Day and the many reasons that a debate around changing the date is still ongoing. Before we get into it, I'll first introduce myself. My name is Karsha. I'm the youth editor with news.com.au. And I would like to ask the panelists to introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Nick. I am 25 years old, going on 26, and I am located in Brisbane. More specifically, I am on Yugambeh country.
My name is Amani. I am 22, going on 23. I'm based here in Sydney, more specifically in the Cumberland area on Darug Nation land.
I'm Angus. I'm 22. I live in Bathurst on Wiradjuri land.
I thought that to start, I would love to hear each of you talk about your personal relationship with Australia Day and how that may have changed in the past 5 to 10 years, or if it hasn't changed at all.
The idea of Australia Day to me had dramatically changed for me when it was that time with like a lot of time with friends and family and the barbecue that I didn't really want to do it. It didn't hit right in my heart. I grew up in the foster system with my grandparents who were my foster carers. When I turned 15, I was like, I don't think I want to really be doing this anymore. They understand that I don't want to do it now, but they still do it. I find it as a little victory that they understand and they're happy with me not celebrating it today.
For me, I just didn't really know anything about Australia Day as a kid. We didn't really celebrate it as Australia Day. It was just, for us, it was just a day that was a public holiday.
I have no real emotional attachment to Australia Day. I don't celebrate it personally. When I can, I work on Australia Day because public holiday rates are...
There was a really great SBS article that had like 8 different alternative days that we could celebrate Australia Day on, and one of them was like Federation Day. Then there was like Kevin Rudd's Sorry Day, which is 13th of Feb. Or even the day that Canberra was elected as the capital, which is 20th of March. I didn't know why we didn't really acknowledge 26th of Jan as a day of mourning collectively, and then have another day where we celebrate, okay, this is the future of Australia, if you did want to celebrate it that way.
A lot of credit to a lot of the First Nations people that are able to protest on that day. I personally cannot. It's such a weight on my chest that I can't do it.
I think it's as simple as if you have something that's causing distress to a large enough population of your country or whatever it happens to be, why not change it? It's that simple.
If your only argument for January 26th is that we have done it forever this way, therefore we are not going to change, then that's not a good enough argument when you contend that against, a history of suffering, of oppression, of degradation, dispossession. When you have a public of people saying, we want to talk about something with you and we want to engage with it politically, and then to have the government turn around and say, no, this is not an issue we need to talk about, does not feel like a government that takes its public seriously.
At some point, you need to take a look at yourself and say, why am I defending this so staunchly?
This is literally the first thing that we want to feel comfortable. Like, this is just what we want. This is the first point. If you can't meet us at this point, how can you meet us anywhere else? How can there be like reconciliation or anything if you won't meet us here?
If we are not willing to budge on something as simple as a day that is ultimately symbolic, at best, it's just a bunch of people either having food or it's, First Nations people marking and mourning the day of their suffering. If we can't move on that, how are we supposed to believe that we can address clearly and effectively all of these other institutional issues that we have?
If you're hearing that so much and you're standing there saying like, no, you know what? I am going to celebrate it and you can't stop me. Then, mate, that reflects more on you than it does on everyone else.
Do you think that it is possible with circumstances exactly as they are to celebrate Australia Day without that being a racist act?
No. I don't know that requires elaboration. I don't think so.